Hi everyone, welcome to this reading. Today's reading is a collective reading. I want to say it's a love reading, but I actually think it's more than that. I think it ties in with the big playlist of Lilith readings that I'll be uploading in the next day or two. Now, Lilith in your chart is the area where you are triggered by abandonment wounds, and Lilith is part of the aspects that are happening in the sky at the moment. So everybody has Lilith in their chart. It's a moon with a little cross on the bottom. It's your shadow side, and it's what is triggered when something happens in your life that takes you back to a period in time where you felt neglected, abandoned, shut out, excluded. Now, Lilith is very fiery. Lilith is the wounded warrior. She goes from 0 to 100. And it can be in terms of getting angry, but it also can be in terms of getting sad, getting upset. So if this reading resonates with you, it may be worth your while to actually have a look at where your specific Lilith placement is in your chart, and go and take a look at the Lilith readings that I am posting in the next day or two for your specific placement. So the song that I was getting, when I woke up in the middle of the night and I was singing, "Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow?" So a fear that you have that somebody that you love is going to abandon you because of something that has happened. Now, it may be something that they did, maybe something that you did, maybe something that is actually really quite tiny that's happened, but you've taken it from 0 to 100 because of this abandonment wound that you have. Now, when I think about, and as I was doing the readings, I've done 11 of them. I've got one more to do and then I'll start posting them. But abandonment as a child can come from being seen as the black sheep in the family. It can come from being bullied by people at school. It can come from being criticized because of how you express yourself or your creativity. It can come from, for example, if you have major earth placements, you might be a bit of a perfectionist. You might be somebody who is very goal orientated and very financially driven, and you could have been criticized for that. It can be to do with childhood wounds from parenting. So for example, if you had a parent who parented you in a style where everything was a scare tactic, if you do that, this will happen. And please excuse my little dog, he's just come to sit beside me while I do this reading. I've got timber floors, so you hear him tip-tapping across the floors. You could have felt in your childhood that you were excluded financially. And so when you get into a position later in life where maybe you've got heaps of bills to pay, there's a fear and a worry that your partner or your family won't think that you're good enough if you can't meet those payments. Will you still love me tomorrow? Now, I don't even know who sings that song. It's an old song though. I will link it in the description with, well, if it's old, it may not have a music video, but I will link it in there because there may be more information in the lyrics of that song. So let's get into the cards and see where we go. Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles is Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Ace of Pentacles is the slowest moving card. To actually get to the Ace of Pentacles, it's build, 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 build. So it's some sort of wound that has built up over a long, long period of time. It could have to do with finance, but for me, it's suggesting a wound that is almost part of your psyche, part of how you operate. The Magician. The Magician is Mercury, how you operate, how you communicate with other people, whether that be emotionally, or if you're using your words, if you're in arguments or things are, with that Lilith, it's 0 to 100, arguments that you have that are instigated by this abandonment. Will you still love me? The Magician is also, well, actually, a magician is a trickster. It's your because of these wounds, it's your mind playing tricks on you. Your worth isn't based on a specific thing that's happening in your life at the moment. And the only way to fix that is to do some work on your Lilith placement. Otherwise, your mind will play tricks on you. Two of Cups. Two of Cups is Venus in Cancer. Two of Cups is a soulmate card. Perhaps triggered by somebody around you, spending habits of somebody around you, if it's about money. Two of Cups is a soulmate connection. It can be these wounds that come from people in your friendship groups. Now, people in your friendship groups as a child, they are all soulmates. They are all people that are contracted. And that's confirmation because that's my oven finishing. They are people who are contracted to be part of the lessons that you learn in this lifetime. They're part of that triggering, and that triggering is there so that you take a look at your Lilith placement. If you're wanting, for example, to express yourself in a way that perhaps in childhood you were ridiculed for, and now that you're an adult and you can make your own decisions, you're choosing to do that. That Two of Cups is, will you still love me? If I go down a path that my parents poo-pooed as a child, are you going to abandon me? If financially as a child you were ostracized because you didn't have what the other kids had, and now you're married, this might be your partner, now you're married and you're going through some financial stress, is your partner going to abandon you because you can't provide what you're expected to provide? Too many. Seven of Pentacles. It's where the seeds were planted, but it's where the seeds were planted that is giving you this fear that somebody isn't going to love you because of something that's happening. It's where those seeds were planted and who they were planted by. And you need to do some investigating. If you're feeling like somebody is going to judge you for something that's happened or a situation that you're in, it's triggering that Lilith placement in your chart, and you need to go back, because by healing that shadow part of your chart, it's like an inner child wound. By healing that shadow part of your chart, Eight of Swords, you actually free yourself. Eight of Swords is being tied up, being stuck. It's keeping you stuck. Okay, let's have a look. Magician again. Yeah. It's an illusion that's keeping you stuck. And you've got to unearth the truth, the King of Swords, because otherwise it's going to keep triggering you. So we've got the Knight of Swords and the Six of Wands. A victory after a long battle. This battle is this illusion in your mind. Yeah, Two of Pentacles. That's got you in your head. Two of Pentacles is Jupiter in Capricorn. When I think of Capricorn, sometimes I think of a stubbornness not to look at what it is that is keeping you stuck. Jupiter is expansion and the sun's coming. You need to be enlightened as to what is triggering you so that you can heal it. Yeah, Ten of Swords, so that you can heal it. Otherwise, it's going to keep triggering you. Let's have a look here. It's a truth. Page of Swords. It's a truth. Now, sometimes the Page of Swords can be a little bit tentative. So literally they are on guard. Constantly on guard. Now, that's the Hierophant. Constantly on guard that somebody's going to judge them because of something that they've perceived that they've done wrong. This illusion, that perception that you've done something wrong, you've done something that will cause somebody to leave you. The Hierophant is structures, big structures in your life, family, religions, workplaces, this could be anything. The Hierophant is also the card of soul contracts. As I said before, this Two of Cups, soul contracts that you've had with people in your life that have been put there to create this wound, because further in life you are meant to expand. Jupiter, you are meant to get to the bottom of what it is that actually keeps you in this perpetual fear. Five of Swords, in your mind. And the Ace of Wands here. The Five of Swords is Venus in Aquarius, taking you from 0 to 100. And it can be overly emotional with worry and fear, or it can be fights. We've got the Three of Swords. Whatever it is, there is the Ace of Swords. Whatever it is, it has you stuck. Ten of Cups on the bottom. Just going to get one more. It will have you stuck. You will continue to be stuck unless you work on it. Oh, I didn't want it to come out. Ten of Cups. That perception that what is your Ten of Cups, whether it's a relationship, that fear of losing that Ten of Cups has you stuck, the hangman on the bottom. But it has you stuck because it's an illusion that something that you did that is repeating from your past is going to happen again. And it's happening again because obstacles are lessons in disguise. You are meant to break it down and get to the bottom of it so that it no longer keeps you stuck. Let's have a look. Oh, I just said that. Obstacles are lessons in disguise. In between worlds. You are currently in between the past and the future. Completion. You have the opportunity to heal this wound. As I said, go into the set of readings that I'm about to post about where your Lilith is. And then once you watch that, then do a bit of research. How to heal Lilith in Virgo, or wherever your placement is. Divine Counterpart and Legacy. You've actually got to come into union with yourself when I see that Divine Counterpart. Now, it could also be that Two of Cups. Maybe there's friction in a relationship that you have. Potentially, this particular person, if they're in your life, they are a Divine Counterpart and they're meant to trigger that so that you can heal it. Part of the legacy of you being together. Be confident. Be confident that this person will love you tomorrow, even if you are feeling vulnerable. They're in your life for a reason. Let's have a look at my Angel Oracle deck. See who is walking with you. Just 3, I think I want. That's 2. 11, Victory. Did we have that before? No, I think I had it in another reading. Victory. You will have victory over this if you break down what is actually triggering you. Number 44, Success. Again, a victory. And then one more. You are watching this reading. If you've been drawn to this reading, it's because it's time for you to clear out this world. Something in that. Clear out this wound. 57, Anemia, Prosperity. 10 to the end. Hangman is also an epiphany. Once you can go, I get it now. I get why I do those things. Then you have that awareness. And as I said, Lilith goes from 0 to 100. Maybe you then go from 0 to 20 when you get triggered, instead of going from 0 to 100. And number 67, the truth. Once you work out what it is, you can then start to heal. So let us get, what do I want to get? Yeah, this is my song oracle deck, my love songs oracle deck. Now, because Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow, I'm going to see if there's a song in here. Milkshake by Bliss. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard and they're like, it's better than yours. Damn right, it's better than yours. I can teach you, but I have to charge. Why that song? Maybe you had feelings in childhood of feeling like you weren't worthy. Perhaps you were the ugly duckling. And maybe now you're getting unwanted attention from people, but you don't want to turn it away because it makes you feel worthy. Interesting. Let's have a look. Nodes of Oracle. Just take that as it resonates. If that's not your story, this is my Nodes of Destiny Oracle deck. Your node, your north node is where you are headed. Your south node is what you are leaving. So if we're talking about the south node, we are talking about those things in your life that trigger you, those wounds that you have that you need to create boundaries with for the way you think about them or people surrounding them. North node in the 10th house. If your north node is kicking it in the 10th house, say goodbye to codependency. It's time to strut your stuff and unleash your purpose on the world. Trust me, we're all in for a treat. Moving on from being codependent on getting your worth from other people. Part of this Lilith placement in your chart is on doing the internal work, doing the self-growth so that you feel that you are worthy on your own. And even if people choose to walk away from you, it doesn't matter because you've healed that abandonment wound. That person wasn't meant to be in your life. It's almost being codependent on the validation of other people. And you don't need to be. You are codependent on that because you have this abandonment wound from your childhood. Or it can be from, a relationship further on. South Node in Sagittarius. Sagittarius South Noders aren't about the drama. They're all about honesty and optimism, just a tad wary of getting let down. Their hopeful hearts often feel exposed. The Sagittarius South Node is like a wise old sage, guiding us to let go in order to soar higher spiritually. Time to bid farewell to the old and embrace the new. Their hopeful hearts often feel a bit exposed. You've got to do some internal reflection. You've actually got to be your own, almost like before I said that inner child work. Go back and talk. What would you say to that person who felt left out, who felt abandoned? What would you tell them if you do that inner child work? You would tell them that they are good enough, that what happened around them wasn't actually because of them. Almost take their hand. And North Node in Scorpio. Now, Scorpio is death and rebirth. Under the cosmic influence of the North Node in Scorpio, it's time to Marie Kondo our lives. Bid farewell to those outdated patterns, toxic ties, and emotional baggage. That's what I'm talking about. By decluttering our metaphorical closets, we pave the path for some serious glow up and transformation. How interesting. You're a moon oracle. See if we get any further. Taurus. Get ready for some serious cash flow. The Taurus full moon promises prosperity galore. Interesting. Okay, finally, I'm just going to get 3. This is my love messages. Let's see what message your 5D self has for you, your higher self. What messages your higher self has for you? Now that came out reverse. You are a blessing. You actually need to turn that around. You are a blessing. You're not going to be left or abandoned. You are a blessing. That's what your higher self wants to go back and tell your younger self. I don't want to listen to other people anymore. Again, don't listen to others, just listen to your heart. You know you're a blessing. Past life recognition. Perhaps this happened in a past life as well, and it's something that you are healing in this lifetime too. You inspire me. Maybe write a list of all the things that you are amazing at. Just every morning, just write 5 things that you are amazing at. Start to build your self-confidence. And don't be hasty in telling yourself that people are going to leave you or abandon you or reject you because of these wounds from the past. I'm angry at myself for my past actions, for these wounds from the past. Head versus heart on the bottom. It's time to actually get back in. That was a big sigh by my puppy. It's time to actually get back in contact with your inner child and heal those wounds. Really, really do suggest you having a look at where your placement is and going in and watching the reading that I post in regards to it. These are Scrabble tiles. Could be your first, middle, or last initial, or something pertaining to this fear you have of not being loved. So we have a W and a 4, a P and a 3, an S and a 1, an O, sorry, a U and a 1. I was looking at that O. A O and a 1, a B and a 3, an R and a 1, an A and a 1, an X and an 8, and an E and a 1. It's time to cut it out. Cut that wound out. Axe, well, they're swords, but you get the general drift. You've got to cut it out. So that is what I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that there was something in this reading that gave you some clarification as to some things that you were feeling. Now, I don't know whether you can hear, but they're plovers. That's so there's some plovers out the front of our house, and they've got a little nest, and they've got they're protecting their nest. Very, very protective. Almost protective of that wound because it's so deep that you don't want to look at it. But it's time to take the axe to it, to cut it out so that it doesn't affect you in the future. If this reading resonated with you, give it a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I do post very regularly. If you are interested in any of my tarot or oracle decks, the links to those can be found in the description box. And I will see you again in another reading.